Simplify, leaving your answer with positive indices. So that's what we usually do, is we leave our answer with positive indices. For 1, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the brackets. So first brackets, which will give us this equals a to the power minus 2 b to the power 4 times. That negative 1 will be going into each one of those. So the negative 1 multiplied by that, multiplied by that. That will give us a to the power 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. B to the power negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Now I'm going to write everything on one line. So it's a to the power minus 2. This is multiply, so it's going to be plus negative 3, which means it's just take 3 because it's already negative. Then I'm going to have b to the power 4 times b to the power 4, which means we add the exponents. This equals a to the power minus 2 minus 3 is negative 5. B to the power 4 plus 4 is 8. And what I have to do is take this thing underneath the line. So I can take the exponent to be positive. That equals b to the power 8 divided by a to the power positive 5. Okay. In the B question, they ask us to simplify the Now, some of you can take shortcuts and do more than one step at once. But remember, the bigger the risk, the bigger the risk of losing marks as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my brackets first before I worry about my divide by. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that negative 1 into each of the factors inside. So that minus negative 1 is going to go to each one of this. That will give us a equals, and that negative will just change all the signs. So positive a half will become negative a half. B to the power negative 1 will become positive 1 because negative times negative is positive. 3 to the power negative 1 will become 3 to the power positive 1. And b to the power 2 will become b to the power minus 2. I'm going to keep this now because I don't want to do too much. And I'm going to get rid of the bracket. So to get rid of the bracket, I'm going to take that 2, and that 2 is going to be multiplied by each one of these. So it's going to be 3 squared, so that 2 goes 3 squared. A to the power minus 3, 2, multiplied by 2, b squared times 2, and that's pretty simple. I can say b to the power 4 over a to the power 3 over 4, that gets multiplied by 2, b to the power half gets multiplied by 2. Now some of you would be able to do these in one step. Good luck. Okay, there's a to the power minus a half, b to the power 1 over 3, b to the power negative 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this division multiplication, and this is going to swap around. So remember, if I divide by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay, so this bottom one is going to go above the line. So I'm going to close that not to make a mistake. And when I simplify this, look what happens. 2 go himself once and 4 twice. So I will have a to the power 3 over 2, b to the power, and a half times 2 is 1. So that will be a b. Divide by, and remember, reciprocal. This is 3 to the power 2, a to the power, that 2 will cancel with that 2, so it will give me a to the power negative 3, b to the power 4. So, although I flipped them, the sign does not change because the flip makes a division and multiplication. Okay, I'm going to have to move this up so I have space to the right. No more brackets, so I'm going to write everything on one line. Okay, I'm going to have a to the power minus a half. This is multiplication, so it's plus 3 over 2. And this negative 3 goes above the line, becomes plus 3. I have b to the power 1. This is times, so it will be plus 1. and then this b is negative 2, goes above the line, becomes plus 2, and this b is underneath the line, it goes above the line and becomes negative 4. I also have a 3 to the power 1, which goes above the line as minus 1, and 2 goes above the line as negative 2. And now I simplify. If I have 3 over 2's, 3 halves take away 1 half is 2 halves, and 2 halves is 1. Okay, again, 3 halves take away 1 half is 2 halves, and 2 halves is 1. So that answer is 1. 1 plus 3 is 8 to the power 4. Plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. 4 take away 4 is 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1, so there's nothing left there. 3 to the power minus 1 minus 2 is 3 to the power minus 3, which I then can take underneath the line as 3 to the power positive 3. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify that now as 3 to the power 3 is 27. So I have 8 to the power 4 over 27. And remember, that's the same as 1/27 8 to the power 4.